Tell us about the sebel.
Yeah, so it was 1983, and I was a 17-year-old kid working as a wine waiter in the restaurant at the Sebel Townhouse. And there's a few very interesting memories from that time.
So where was the sebel?
The Sebel Townhouse was on, what's the name of the street?
King's Cross Road?
No, it's
Ward Avenue?
Ward Avenue.
Yeah.
It's on Ward Avenue. It's now a bunch of apartments, very upmarket apartments. But
So the sebel was an upmarket hotel?
yes. The Sebel was an upmarket hotel. It used to attract celebrities from around the world, in particular music acts, who'd come and stay there, and it had a bar there. They had photographs of all celebrities on the wall, and it had a restaurant, and it catered to the people who needed to use the back entrance rather than the front entrance. And I think there was a lot of sort of salubrious or underhanded behaviour that used to go on there as well. And there was all sorts of stars that used to stay there regularly, people like Elton John, who I had some dealings with, and there was, at the time I was there, the Police became a huge band, and they were touring. They played at the Hordern Pavilion, and after their show they'd take out the whole restaurant, and I was the only guy there serving them, and there'd be thousands of screaming girls outside the windows, and I had to pull the curtains and felt like a big shot. I was 17 years old.
So you're underage?
I was underage, so working as a wine waiter. I'd lied to get the job about my experience. I just graduated from Alex Beaumont's bar course, which is at the Crest Hotel up the road. I walked down there in a black tie at the graduation day from Alex Beaumont, and I walked down there with my certificate. I got 99% for practical and 100% for theoretical or something, and walked in there and said, "Here are my credentials." And then someone in the course had told me there's this hotel in Darwin. Use the Don Hotel in Darwin. If you say you work there for 6 months, they'll give you a job. So I did it. What do I know?
So when are we talking?
What do you mean?
What date?
1983.
Okay.
So I walked in. I just graduated from done my HSC at school, and I was looking for some work, and I went down there after I'd done this bar course and walked in with my bow tie, my certificates, and said I'd worked at the Don Hotel. You got the job. So I worked there for a couple of years, and I felt bad the whole time because I was underage and I really didn't have a clue what I was doing, and I just was learning on the job. But I spilled drinks on all sorts of famous people. It was quite interesting. But I'll never forget that particular time with the Police, because they were huge at the time. They would just put out Regatta de Blanc, I think was their latest album, and there was just so many screaming girls. I was just like a pig in poop. It was a wonderful thing to see, all these screaming girls, like I was part of something that they wanted.
So the bar was very cool at the sebel. It was legendary.
It was legendary, and you used to get a lot of people kind of packing in there and drinking lots of
It was
cocktails.
downstairs, right?
No, it was at the same level as the entrance, just behind the reception area. You go in, and then you turn left, and that was the bar. And it was a big round kind of bar with lots of lounge kind of sitting around it, and then the walls were just covered in these autographed portraits of celebrities. Another great one was Elton John used to stay there a lot, and he was up in the penthouse or one of the big rooms at the top, and I never really went to the rooms or did any kind of room service things, but I got a special request. Elton would like some water and this jacket that he'd left behind, brought up to his room by me. Okay. So I took this big bottle of water and this jacket, and I tried it on the lift, but it wasn't fit. It was a bit too small. I tried it on, and I walked up to the door and knocked on the door, and this sort of burly bodyguard opened the door, and then out came Elton. He didn't have it must have been pre-hair transplant kind of uncomfortable hair days. He still wore hats and stuff, or wigs or whatever, and he just came out and he was kind of balding in little glasses and a little thing in a dressing gown, and he came out looking in this really sort of pathetic way, saying, hello, would you like to come in? And I'm like, I've got a lot to do. I really have to get back to work.
What do you mean, he was hitting on you?
He was hitting on me, and he wanted me to come in, and I politely refused and went back to work. And there was a lot of stories like that, kind of other...
Graham Kennedy was a big...
Never saw him.
Oh, never saw him?
Never saw Graham Kennedy.
Okay.
There was,
I know, Kiss and Culture Club did their press conferences there.
I saw Boy George there, and Marilyn at the time was there as well, and all those guys. They'd all come in and stay there, but Kiss was a big deal because that was a bit before I was there, so I didn't ever see Kiss, but that was a big story because no one had seen without their makeup on, and I remember that time that was a big deal.
So basically, the Sebel was the big rock and roll hotel in Sydney.
Correct. It was really for Australia, I think. I mean, it was the place where rock stars stayed. I don't think they stayed anywhere else.
Okay.
They really knew how to look after them. I guess that meant they supplied their drugs. I don't know. I was too young to understand that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're buying it.